Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Crypto. My name's Don. Thanks for tuning in and watching today's episode. Yet again, another juicy episode of Coffee and Crypto to get through. What's going on in crypto? It's all kicking off. Is it going to zero or is it going to 100k? There's so much going on. I have a lot to cover, so sit back, relax, grab your coffee if you have one, enjoy it, and let me take you through what the hell's going on in crypto, because I don't think anyone knows what's going on at the moment. It's a bit mental, but let's first of all look at the prices to get started, and then we shall chat about the news and try and figure out where we're headed and why what we've seen in the news the past 2 days is actually happening. So first things first, then, a positive light is that this trending section, which is normally dominated by Pepe and ARB and random coins, number one trending is Bitcoin. So that hasn't happened in quite a while. Anyway, top 10 then, let's have a look. So Bitcoin currently sitting at $26,799. Oh, it's just changed. $26,800. It was up over 27,000 just overnight, but it has come down just a little bit. Ethereum's at 1,874. BNB is at 277. XRP at 52 cents. Dogecoin at 0.069. That's the perfect number for the meme coin. Solana at $20, and then Polygon at 80 cents. So first things first, Bitcoin obviously up over 4% on the day. Last night I think it was up just over 6%. Obviously, like I said, it has calmed down just a little bit as we have entered into the UK market this morning. But nonetheless, that's incredible considering where we were at yesterday. Now, it got worse after the live stream that I posted. So I went live and for Coffee and Crypto around 9:30 a.m. in the UK yesterday. And then about 4 or 5 hours later, news broke of Coinbase being sued by the SEC, which I'm going to lead on to in just a sec, which then caused even more of a downturn in the market, but not really that much of a downturn considering the news. So let's crack straight into that article regarding the SEC suing Coinbase. Now, for whatever reason, my, once again, Wi-Fi, or I haven't closed this browser down, I just reloaded it. It's running a little bit slow, but bear with me, we will work through it together. So the first one then here says, SEC sues Coinbase for breaking US securities rules. Same old story, same old headline, just with a different big crypto exchange in the headline. However, let's scroll down. So again, I won't go into the kind of too much because I'm going to cover about 4 different articles and they're all very similar. But the gist of it is the SEC lawsuit alleges that Coinbase has never registered as a broker, national securities exchange or clearing agency, evading the disclosure scheme for securities markets. Now, the SEC alleges that several tokens offered by the crypto exchange, including Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Filecoin, Sand, Axie Infinity, which is the kind of gaming coin, Chiliz, Flow, Internet Computer, Near, which I'm actually a big fan of Near, then Voyager, Dash and Nexo all qualify as securities apparently. So there's a few added to the list from what was put out from Binance as well. So obviously literally 24 hours before this came out, they sued Binance for the same reasons. Similar coins, a few differences, but very similar coins. To quote here, they've said, "You simply can't ignore the rules because you don't like them or because you'd prefer different ones. The consequences for investing public are far too great. While Coinbase's calculated decisions may have allowed it to earn billions, it's done so at the expense of investors by depriving them of the protections which they are entitled." Now, just remember, right, Coinbase went public nearly 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, whatever it was, which was all approved by the SEC, obviously. They're a publicly traded company. They IPO'd, famously they IPO'd on the day of the top of Bitcoin, which is hilarious. which again we think was all part of the plan. But yeah, so they've already been allowed to go public in America and trade as a public company under the token coin. But yet a year and a half later, they're being sued for essentially not registering as a broker or National Securities Exchange or a clearing agency. So SEC up to their old ways, just trying to destroy and come after crypto for whatever reason all at once. But as you will have seen from the prices, it didn't really work. Yeah, it didn't really work because the Bitcoin prices are pretty much all recovered from, well, literally within 48 hours of the first SEC suing of Binance. Within 48 hours, we're back to normal and we've kind of wiped out all of the losses. So yeah, bit of a flash crash, but we're back. So anyway, strange one. But yeah, the first news to cover is the fact that SEC sued Coinbase, which you would have seen yesterday. I'm sure at some point we were going crazy on Twitter. We were posting like mad because it was hilarious. As much as it's causing prices to come down and people are being pushed into fear, people are selling. It's all over the news in America that, you know, Coinbase is being sued, Binance is being sued, crypto's this, crypto's that, causing that mass fear. Again, as I've been covering for weeks on this channel, if you've been following, that the media are ramping up the fear machine, which normally marks the sign of the bottom of a bear market, which I'm not calling it the bottom of a bear market. However, normally that's what you tend to see when the fear really starts getting cranked up a level. I mean, we've had it for the past the past year, I guess, FTX and whatnot. That happened, was it October that happened? So the fear has already been going and going and going, but it's really ramped up. I mean, the past 24 hours, we've seen Binance and Coinbase, two of the largest crypto exchanges in the world, being sued by the US security, or the SEC rather than giving its full name. So yeah, pretty up there in terms of fear being spread in the market. However, as we always say, keep your head in the game, keep your mindset strong, as long as you know that this is the sort of things that happen in bear markets. And these normally happen, like I said, at the bottom of bear markets when we start to look at the switch. Then look, the positives are here, which is what we're all about. So moving on to, again, some more SEC news. This episode of Coffee and Crypto is very dominant on the SEC news. Obviously, it's the big news that's going on in crypto at the moment, which is funny because I think it was only last week, maybe it was even the start of this week, where I said that people are not interested in crypto if it's not doing something. So if it's not going up and pumping like crazy, people are not interested. Or even if it's the opposite, if it's going down and it's crashing, people are interested. But if it's just going sideways, there's nothing really happening, Bitcoin's kind of sitting at 27k, you know, for a few weeks, whatever, people start getting bored, start falling away, start kind of looking into it less, maybe investing in it less. But then boom, this happens and everyone's like, oh, hang on a minute, crypto, right, okay, yeah. So whether it's good news or bad news, that's actually really good for investors in crypto because of the tension that it grabs. And it also, for me personally, for these Coffee and Crypto episodes, obviously I do them every single day, so 5 days a week. I come in every morning to the office, prepare the kind of what I bring to you in advance. I sit for about half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it may be, just getting everything open, proofreading some stuff, making sure I've got enough to cover. There is some days, I'll be honest, there's some days, even the past few weeks, it has been difficult to try and bring you guys some news that I think is even worthwhile bringing. But I always do it. I always find something. I always pull something out the bag, but it's been really difficult sometimes. But the past week has been fantastic for me. I've cut down my kind of pre-video kind of prep by about 50% because I've already read half of these articles either last night or coming to work or whatever it may be. So I'm already kind of prepared and I know what's going on and I know how crazy it is and how much info. I mean, I've chosen here about, I think I've chose what, is that 5 articles or 4 articles? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 articles to cover plus a few tweets. There was about 20 that I could have chose from to kind of bring you. But like I said, most of them do tend to kind of cover the same thing. But yeah, today was a good day for me in the sense that it was easier for me to get prepped for this video. And it's just crazy. Like, this is why I love crypto so much. Like, I love it so much. And it's why I turn up every single day. No matter what, even if there's no news, I will be here every single day, Monday through Friday, to bring you some sort of news in crypto and keep your head in the game, keep you active, keep you focused, keep you kind of not thinking that, oh, it's over for crypto or whatever it may be. I'm here every single morning to help you, the viewer, the listener, whatever it is, to keep you right. And I don't know, I just love it. Maybe I'm just a big crypto geek, whatever it is, but I love it. I love the space when this happens, when it's just chaos. Now, anyway, enough about me. So the SEC, obviously we know, have filed an emergency motion an emergency motion in the District of Columbia US District Court for a temporary restraining order against Binance US, and CZ, requesting 8 actions. So, the request actions include the freezing of assets of Binance.us and the reputation of fiat and cryptocurrency held by US customers or for the benefit of US customers. In addition, the motion prohibits defendants from destroying, altering, or concealing records and imposes other sets of conditions on discovery. So it's funny how this all came about after the lawsuit was put out and after they this was only put in yesterday, I believe, whereas they tried to sue Binance, or they officially made the public statement on the 5th of June. Then the prices started to recover. Then they've now filed an emergency restraining order, which is hilarious. Just goes to show you they're trying to scramble to do anything. It's embarrassing. Now, according to the filing, it says this relief is necessary on the expedited basis to ensure the safety of customer assets and prevent the dissipation of available assets for any judgment, giving the defendants years of volatile conduct, disregard of the laws of the United States, evasion of regulatory oversight, and open questions about various financial transfers and the custody of control of customer assets. So they're just trying to so they know that the lawsuit's a load of garbage, right? They know it's nonsense, but what they're trying to do now is just freeze the accounts so that they've got some sort of control, some sort of power, and the SEC are trying to throw their weight around to say that, just to remind you, we're the government, we can do what we want. They're trying to throw an emergency motion to seize assets, or freeze assets, not seize them, freeze assets of Binance US. What a scum move, honestly, absolute scum move. But don't expect anything less. And in fact, I love this tweet here. This is, they're hiring new people, but the first part here was protecting everyday investors from Wall Street to your street. Join us at the SEC. They're honestly like, what are they smoking at the SEC? Like, it's absolutely mental, because the fact that they think that they can just, well, I guess they kind of get away with it, but now people are starting to clock on a little bit more. And I tweeted this out yesterday as well, thinking that, maybe it was June the 5th, maybe it was Monday I tweeted it, but it was, people are starting to clock on. Like, the dump wasn't all much of a dump. Like, considering that they were suing Binance and then suing Coinbase, like 2 of the largest, the dump wasn't all that scary, like, considering what actually was going on. If that was to happen even a few months ago, or even when, look at FTX. FTX didn't get sued by the SEC, which, again, I'm going to cover a little bit about that scandal as well, why the FTX thing was never kind of looked at, but it was just allowed to trade until it went kind of bust or whatever. Yet Coinbase and Binance, who are legit companies, legit trying to move on with the space, legit trying to promote the need for crypto, are getting slapped with these kind of suings. Is that a word? From the SEC. Yeah, anyway, I'll move on to that in just a sec, but the point I'm trying to make here, I think it's always hilarious how the US SEC always come in and say, we're trying to protect investors, protect your money, like, stay strong, hide from these big bad boys in crypto and the Wall Street and whatever, but yet they're the ones manipulating the market with all this nonsense regarding suing crypto exchanges and whatever. Anyway, moving on, we have some more Gary Gensler news. So, SEC's Gensler claims there's parallels between Binance and FTX, yet one wasn't sued. Interesting. So, speaking to Bloomberg, which, again, this man just, look at that man. He just scares me, and it's, yeah, anyway, such a I don't know, he just looks like a, I don't know, maybe I've just seen his face too much, and it just puts me off. I'm getting PTSD whenever I see this man on any news article. And I love how they've also screenshotted this image where he just looks rough. Anyway, speaking to Bloomberg on June 6, the US Securities Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler, or Gary Gaslight as we have tweeted about recently, pointed to FTX alleged fraud and manipulation regarding its sister firm Alameda Research, including the alleged role that its founder, SBF, played in it. Now, there's a business model that bundles and commingles functions that we don't see, nor would we allow anywhere else in finance. On June 5th, the SEC filed a complaint against Binance, pressing a total of 13 charges. Now, another allegation claims that Binance US engaged in wash trading through its primary undisclosed market-making trading firm Sigma Chain, which is owned by CZ. Platform after platform, entrepreneurs are trying to build wealth for themselves and their investors through sister organisations, hedge funds trading against the customers, apparently. Now, the recent interview is likely to add more fuel to the ongoing debate on Twitter. Why hasn't the SEC sued FTX? So, Cameron Winklevoss, who, again, spoke about him a few times on the channel, owns the Gemini exchange. He tweeted, being sued by the SEC used to mean probably you're doing something wrong. Now it means you're probably doing something right. And it's easy, he's obviously saying they haven't sued FTX, which is not great. Now, in June 6, Ripple CEO, the big man Brad Garlinghouse, said the latest string of lawsuits is an attempt by the SEC to distract from the agency's FTX debacle. I don't know why the past week, have you noticed that I can't read words? I don't know what's going on. But you know what? I'm going to just go with it. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong and I will not fix it, because I want you to comment and let me know that I'm wrong so I can go and think about my decisions in life. But yeah, I'm sure Deck is probably commenting right now. Mr. English Literature himself will no doubt be commenting to say that I've made a few errors in my English language. But I welcome the feedback. I will try and change it, but I definitely won't, because I love the engagement when you comment and tell me I'm wrong. So, anyway, moving swiftly on. Others suggested that FTX sizable donations toward political parties and Bankman-Fried, so SBF, the guy behind the whole saga, the frequent lobbying in Washington, D.C. in the past could also be a factor. So why didn't the SEC sue the FTX? Oh, that's right, they allowed public servants to take donations and colluded with them for further oppress Americans. Now, if you remember, I covered this a long time ago, well, I say a long time ago, probably about a month ago on Coffee and Crypto, where FTX had publicly, well, not publicly at the time, but it then came out as public information that FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried was funding. So he was one of I think he was something like the second largest funder of the Biden campaign. He was also funding a lot of politicians in America, and he was having meetings with the SEC, funding basically everything government-based to try and push things against crypto, and also just to kind of get rulings put in place. So he was in with Gary Gensler. I'm sure it's something like his mother or his father, I can't remember, were like friends with Gary Gensler. They were meeting with the whole parties, and there was a lot of things going on in the background with their family and the SEC, which is leading people to believe it's why the FTX scandal was never really addressed, and it's why they're going so heavy on Coinbase and Binance, and it's to take away and distract you from the fact that they've never actually done anything with FTX. Now, FTX is apparently coming back as FTX 2.0. I covered that a few weeks ago, which surely is not a thing, but there's a new guy in charge, and apparently that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to launch in 2024, which again, I think is a power move if you're a business, because the bull market will be back in 2024. And if you're launching a new exchange with the brand name FTX, it could go either way, but the chances are people will recognise it. They'll know that it's not SBF in charge, and they might flock to it. So it could be beneficial for the exchange. But anyway, that's kind of what this article is about. People are saying, well, hang on a minute. Binance and FTX were apparently similar. Why was FTX never sued and it was allowed to trade for so long and kind of rack up so much debt or fund so many people that it wasn't supposed to fund, and so on and so forth. But yeah, bit of a mad one again. But look, I don't expect anything less from Gary Gensler. He actually looks half decent in this image here, because when you look at this here, but then you scroll down here, like, it's not looking good, bruv. Here, it's looking good. Here, it's not looking good, bruv. Like, I don't know why. Yeah, he looks actually look. I don't know if anyone watches Selling Sunset on Netflix. There's a guy who, like, basically is like the top guy in it. He kind of looks like him. He kind of looks like an okay guy, like he's doing well in life, and he's got friends, and he's making moves. But then you scroll down and realise, right, hang on a minute. It's like, what's that meme? It's like the guy she tells you not to worry about, or whatever it is. Well, yeah, here he's here. Anyway, I'm talking rubbish once again, so let's move on quickly before I keep talking rubbish. Now, a fan favourite of the channel, SEC Gensler themed meme coins have surged amid Binance and Coinbase lawsuits. Now, we all know about, a month ago, if it was as long ago as that, meme coin mania was here. We covered it on the channel. We had vested like $1,000 or whatever it was into the Gensler, so good Gensler token, and it went really well. When we were in Vegas, it went up by like 4 or 5 times. I can't remember the exact number, but it mooned for some reason. Then it came back down, and then the past few days, obviously, with the news of Gensler being in the news, I guess, Gensler, or good Gensler, has mooned again the past few days. First day was at 120, 130%, calmed down a little bit. Then yesterday again, another 110%, and it's up again today, like, I think it's like 70% or something. So, good Gensler meme coin is back in action. One of the only meme coins that's really doing much of, well, any movement now, because the meme coin mania has kind of died. So, yeah, this is pretty funny, because meme coins are not dead quite yet. So, a number of meme coins drawing their likeliness from the US SEC, Gary Gensler, have seen a sharp spike in price following the regulator's lawsuits. So, there we go, actually. So it gives you 260%. That's nuts. So one token, such as good Gensler, which rallied more than 260% in the hours following the June 6th complaint against Coinbase, which, again, you can see the chart here, which hopefully I can make it a bit larger. You can't really see the potential or the proper gains, but look, you can see here it literally done nothing for weeks, and then boom, it pumped. Now, good Gensler currently sports a total market capitalization of $3.2 million in the last 24 hours, and it's just over 1.25 million in trading volume, according to Etherscan. And good Gensler was launched on April 19th. It's a very kind of new meme coin, obviously, like most of them are. There's similarly another Gensler-derived meme coin, which is the profanity-laden name F. Gary Gensler. That's nice. Also witnessed some upward momentum, rallying more than 530% in the last 48 hours, which again, look, not a huge fan of meme coins. They serve a purpose. They help us in distracting from other things going on in the market, and they help people make a bit of money, I guess, when the market isn't doing anything. We tend to see it every cycle. That's why Dogecoin and Flocky and stuff, the past few cycles have done really well. Dogecoin just happened to survive because of Elon Musk, I think. But yeah, you tend to see meme coins take off every cycle at some point, and it's usually when the market gets really, really boring and there's nothing really happening, which is what we've seen in April and May, obviously. But that's when we see meme coins really take off. But now that's kind of died off. But because obviously the Gensler meme coins have still lived on and they haven't went to zero yet, the fact that the Gensler is in the news, or the SEC, sorry, is in the news, then we have seen a spike in Gensler. So yeah, if you're still holding it, fantastic. It's good to see. I think I've still got my holdings. I haven't really been paying attention to it because it was just a bit of fun, just because I was joining in the fun of meme coins, but I had no real intention with it. But yeah, I'm probably up. Hopefully I am. But yeah, I'm just holding it to see what happens. It was a bit of a put it in a bit of a gamble, shall we say, which I told you about on the channel at the time. And Gary Gensler wasn't the only target for meme coin enthusiasts. Another token featuring the ticker SEC, which I won't read out what it stands for. You can probably see that right there. Experienced some major volatility in the wake of the regulator's recent actions. The SEC token was launched June 5th and has rallied 15,530%. Meme coins annoy me so much, but I love them so much at the same time. I love a meme, so, well, I don't, but I love it in crypto because it usually means money. So I love money, so it works for me. Moving on to the last article of today's Cointelegraph. I've been very heavy on Cointelegraph this week. But anyway, the US Financial Services Committee sets a date to discuss the future of crypto. Now, this is an interesting one. It's a very specific date they have chosen, and I will discuss the date, and you may recognize it. So, the SEC then have scheduled a hearing on digital assets to discuss digital assets and provide clarity to the ecosystem. On June 6, Patrick McHenry, the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, announced a full committee hearing titled The Future of Digital Assets, Providing Clarity for the Digital Asset Ecosystem. Now, the hearing will be on June 13th, 6 p.m. UTC. At the Rayburn House office building, according to the committee, the hearing will also be live streamed. Now, let me ask you a question. What's so significant about June 13th? I'm waiting for you to comment. You're right. Ripple apparently will be seeing the Hinman emails on June 13th, which has obviously been hyped up for the past 3 weeks regarding potential date of settlement for the SEC and Ripple lawsuit. It's a date that the SEC did not want to, well, actually it was postponed to the June 13th. It was supposed to be out like 2nd of June. They didn't want to give these emails up. We've been going back and forward for months trying to get these emails. Again, if you've been following along, you'll know exactly what I mean. However, it's confirmed, it's dated, it's happening that on June 13th we will see, and anyone that's listening, I did do the kind of inverted commas because we, maybe not, but we will apparently see these emails on June 13th. But then the SEC have now announced that there's going to also be a big meeting regarding the future of the future of digital assets on June 13th as well. Why June 13th? Why not June 12th, June 14th, June 20th? Why not today? Like, why have they chosen June 13th as that specific date and publicly put it out to say that's when it's going to be? It's live streamed, it's this, it's that. Now, obviously, there's a lot of speculation going about that it's another cover-up because they don't want the emails to be seen. So if the emails are public on June 13th, which they might not be, but if they are, the likelihood of people seeing them, if this is happening, is lower because they'll be so focused on this big future of digital assets meeting and kind of figuring out. It will almost like be a distraction to what's actually happening with the Ripple case. Now, again, people are also saying that about the Coinbase and Binance stuff. Is it a distraction? Why is it all happening within a week of potentially losing the case against Ripple? Like, what's going on? Why all of a sudden in June that the SEC are suing Binance, suing Coinbase? They're now announcing a massive meeting to discuss the future of digital assets. But then on June 13th, we're also potentially going to be losing the court case against one of the biggest kind of lawsuits that the SEC have seen and the crypto space have seen. So anyway, look, tinfoil hat, I'm thinking a little bit outside the box here, but could it be true? I don't know. I just thought it was a bit strange. Look, maybe there's a bigger reason here. Maybe there's June 13th is like a specific date in the calendar that it happens every year. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it for what it is, but I'm just trying to read between the lines here and think, well, why would they be doing it the same day as the announcement of the emails that they've been trying to hide? They've also changed Bill Hinman's details on their website, totally wiped out all of his history. Like, is something going on behind the scenes? It just looks a little bit fishy, but I'm trying not to get too hyped, but I do think there'll be some very expected volatility in XRP's price over the next week. So stay clear, pay attention. And I was actually watching Mitch Ray last night. So for anyone who's fans of our good friend Mitch Ray, he was discussing XRP and the fact that if XRP, I think it needs to do another like 6% gain from where it's at the moment, and it means we're essentially mooning to like 80 odd cents, something crazy, just based on chart behavior. So the catalyst could be that on June 13th, the emails come about, we could see that pump of the 6%. It might be a little bit different now, depending on how much movement in the charts, but it was something around the lines of 6% from where we're at the moment will cause us to reach an inflection point, which will then mean boom town. We're going to, I think it was like 80 or 90 cents. So yeah, even our good mate Mitch Ray is on board with XRP. Mitch, if you are watching this, I know how much you don't love XRP, but you respect XRP's charts, and I respect you for that. So it's good to see that the big names in the game, or the big names in the chart game, like Mitch, is speaking positively about the charts of XRP. So as a fanboy of XRP, I love it, especially when Mitch mentions it. It perks up my attention and I make sure I'm tuned in. But yeah, anyway, we could potentially see the June 13th be the catalyst for the pump that then gets us above the set level that we need to cross and then into the 80, 90 cent region. But then because there's also a hype train, we could be seeing further up north of $1. I don't know. I'm just sitting back. I'm more than happy. I probably won't be selling any anyway, unless we get a real crazy pump. But I'm here for the long run. I've been here long enough to hold out and wait for the bigger numbers. But nonetheless, it'll be nice to see the prices in XRP hopefully skyrocket in the next week. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's just again I wanted to show you that because I think it's quite interesting the fact they're doing it on June 13th. But anyway, now this tweet here was continuing on again, a very heavy SEC episode. BitBoy here has quote tweeted Gary Gensler. Imagine being so desperate for attention you drop 2 major enforcement actions 3 days after Congress puts out a plan that will essentially end your job. And then it was funny because Gary Gensler tweeted out after the carnage that he caused the past 48 hours, he then posted out, happy birthday to the SEC. The SEC is officially 89 years old. Like, get a grip, mate. Like, it's just, like, in my opinion, I mean, I say rude. I don't think he cares about that at all, right? But he just caused absolute turmoil in the markets. Absolute chaos. And then he's posted this GIF of a happy birthday sign bouncing about and wishing the SEC a happy 89th birthday. The guy's a mug, honestly, absolute mug. But anyway, moving on. Last thing I wanted to show you is just our Twitter from yesterday because, like I said, it went a bit of a tweet frenzy. So if you're not following us, please make sure that you do. We do tweet quite a lot, actually. Some of it is rather funny, and most of it is proper good news and education. But there's also some good tweets in there. But first of all, of course, shout out to our man Chris Duncan, who is a sponsored athlete who's in the UFC. You all know him by now. If you're a UFC fan, you'll see he made his debut in London recently, which we attended. But yeah, the man is back. He's fighting in London again this summer, and he's out in America just now with the American top team. But pretty cool to see him training with Dustin Poirier, and then obviously being retweeted as well. So it's cool to see, and yeah, massive respect to Chris Duncan. He's one of the hardest working fighters and athletes that we know, and proud to have him as a sponsored athlete by ourselves. So yeah, that's pretty cool to see. First and foremost, as a UFC fan, it's cool to see these powerhouses, shall we say, out working together. But anyway, crypto stuff. So yeah, I posted this. It was quite funny to see that the SEC is suing the 2 largest exchanges in the world. But yeah, Bitcoin was like, yep, cool, no worries, that's fine. I'm going to just pump to, it pumped over 27,000. But yeah, I'm just going to pump just now. Thanks for trying to wreck me, but I'm kind of over it. Again, that's just some stuff from Brad Garlinghouse. It's embarrassing to watch an unelected bureaucrat flail like this to mask the fact that he and his agency don't have the power that he so desperately craves. No one is fooled. Again, talking about Gary Gensler, obviously. If it wasn't already clear, it should be by now. Chair Gensler's laughable pro-innovation stance, as he said today, is exactly the opposite. What this also tells me is that the SEC is throwing lawsuits at the wall and hoping they distract you from the agency's FDX debacle. Again, that's that word. If you're still watching, please correct me. I know that you care so much. So please correct me if I'm wrong on that word. Yeah, another stuff. Again, we just went a bit crazy yesterday because there was so much happening. But yeah, anyway, follow us on Twitter. It's good to get some chat and some kind of conversation going on the Twitter page. Again, look at this, like Gensler's pumping, and then it was pumping even more, so 250%. Absolutely nuts. Crazy. Okay, cool. That's all for today's video then. Thanks again for watching today's video or listening along, whichever it was you did. If you are watching it on your phone, whatever it may be, take a screenshot, or if you're watching it on your TV, take a photo, post it on your Instagram story, and we'll repost it as well. And if you're a Discord member, let me know if you enjoyed today's episode in the chat room. I will jump in after this and have a chat, see how things are going. On that note, if you do want to become a member and join in the fun, where after these live streams I'll jump in, have a bit of conversation and kind of discuss what happened on the stream, feel free. You'll see it on your screen right now. There is a link in today's description to get on board and join our CC Pro Discord community, where we have over 2,000 active members day in, day out, chatting all good things crypto, where we post news, updates, trading, and keep you in the know and read between the lines, give you the inside scoop before anyone else from the connections that we have in this space to make sure that you can benefit the most from crypto. Now, again, thanks for watching Coffee and Crypto. My name's Don. I'm here every single weekday from around 9 a.m, 9:30 a.m. UK time if you want to catch me live. If not, I do post these videos directly onto our YouTube channel, so please feel free to binge watch these. Watch them at home, at night, when you're out in the car, whatever it may be, in the gym, listen to it like a podcast. But yeah, if you could, drop it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. And of course, don't forget to turn on post notifications, because we do this every single day, and I'd love to watch you, not love to watch you, join in. I'd love to see you join in and enjoy the crypto episodes that I bring every single day. Enough of me. I'll see you all tomorrow for another episode of Coffee and Crypto. I hope you all have a great day, and yeah, take care.